Hello, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Graduate Vodcast. And today I'm delighted to be joined by Culinary Arts graduate Curt Evans. Curt is a graduate of AIT, now lecturing in China, back home due to the issues with coronavirus. But he's delighted to be joining us today from Athlone. So, Curt, you're very welcome to today's episode.
Thanks a million, Dan. Yeah, great to be here. Nice to be chatting away to you. Nice to be home. A little longer than expected. Meant to be a short holiday, but with the way things are, it's still nice to get the extended break back home.
Yeah, so I suppose just to start with that, you were out in China, you came back. Was it mid-February, late February? You've been home since, and I suppose how has your time been since you got home?
Different, like it is for us all, Dan. Yeah, I've been home since the end of January actually, and so that's coming up on 4 or 5 months now. I was meant to be home for little more than 2 weeks, but it's nice. I didn't expect to get this time with friends and family, and I've still been getting to work online, which is fine. So I know some friends are going crazy because they're out of work, but I'm still doing a bit. So I have some routine in my life, but it's not what we're used to either.
Yeah, difficult times. And come here, Curt, let's talk about culinary arts, the crux of what we're here to talk about today in terms of you and your journey through college, studying culinary and then working as a chef and then lecturing subsequently out in China. Can we go back to the beginning? Let's talk about, your decisions for choosing a degree in this space.
Yeah, of course, Dan. Yeah, I went back as a mature student. I feel like I should say first anyway, because I spent some time working odd jobs, working for I was in Dunn Stores for a while, things like this, and thinking about what I wanted to do. And looking back, I certainly made the right choice. I was always interested in food. It seemed like a hobby, but I've heard something before. If we can have 3 hobbies, Dan, one to keep us fit, one for fun, and one to make us a few bob, we could all be pretty happy. So I found one hobby that could earn me some money, and it was very enjoyable. One of the best decisions I've made was going back studying culinary arts. I'd been watching all the TV chefs. It was becoming more than a hobby, almost an obsession. And I feel like I certainly made the right choice. I was hoping going back to study culinary arts would get me into a good kitchen somewhere in Ireland, at the start at least. And it did exactly that.
Okay. Let's talk about your experiences of AIT and over the course of your time studying AIT. I know you did an undergrad in AIT, and we'll talk a little bit about a postgrad that you studied a little bit after that as well. But let's talk about your undergrad. Do you look back at AIT with fond memories?
Very fun. Yeah. That building, it's still state of the art. Kitchens out there are fantastic. And what I do like about it is AIT is quite a big place as far as ITs go. I think 5,000 or 6,000 students. But it was in my time anyway. But that building seems a little bit separate. It has a very family atmosphere to it. The HTL, the Hospitality, Tourism and Leisure building. You have all your own lecturers. Everybody knows each other. Everyone knows your name in the hall. So there's a very nice, tight-knit community. And I really enjoyed that feeling. And looking back to when I was there was some amazing lecturers, and some of them are still there. And what I really like about the chef lecturers in particular is that you get a mixed bag. There was an amazing man who was very sadly passed on since, called Jim Corbett. And he epitomized the classical chef, what you'd imagine from the old school French-trained classical chef. And there still is a few of his brigade left. But now there's a lot of young blood coming in. You have Kevin Ward, who's done some amazing stuff. And some of the other guys, they're even working in Loam down in Galway. So you have the selection you have with the new younger chefs and still the old school guys. It really does. Very fond memories for me anyway of my training out there. And there's endless opportunities to involve in competitions, be learning from these people as well daily. I was lucky enough in my second year, I think it was, I got to represent AIT, the Student Chef of the Year Awards. Sadly, we didn't win that year, but still it was an amazing experience. I certainly look back fondly on my undergrad. I went in actually, Dan, just doing a 2-year course, a higher cert. Yeah. I didn't go straight in. And then after that, I did the 1-year add-on, bring it up to the the ordinary degree, the level 7 degree. And yeah, I loved it. At the time, there was no level 8. There was no honors degree in culinary. The entrepreneurship degree, I think you're running now, which is amazing. I was reading into it. It looks very, very interesting. That wasn't available in Athlone, at least, back in my day. I'm starting to feel a bit old now, Dan.
So you mentioned that you went through level 6 and level 7, and you moved on to do a level 8 and a postgrad. What's your postgrad in?
It's an MSc, so a Master of Science in Culinary Innovation and Food Product Development. That's up in, it was DIT at the time. Yeah, that was very enjoyable. You move more into the molecular and the food science, and the opportunities are available. They're all there, Dan. You look at it, the people who are studying culinary arts, of course, first and foremost, you should be looking into getting some chefing experience. But after that, the opportunities are endless.
Yeah, as you mentioned there, the opportunities to go from, you got your, I suppose, bedding in terms of your early education in the space from AIT, your level 6 and 7, and you progressed on from that, and you figured out, there was a specific postgrad that you could move into to specialize in a particular area of the culinary profession. Moving on then towards when you graduated and moving on towards careers and experience, I suppose a lot of students that would be interested in this space would like to know what type of careers can they move on to once they graduate. So can you give them a little bit of a flavor in terms of what you did once you graduated from your MSc?
Absolutely. I'll go back a little bit further if you don't mind, Dan, and I'll talk a little bit about my work experience while studying also, because I made it my business, and I think most students should, to be in the kitchen while you're studying, even during the summer or the holidays. So I was very lucky to work in some of the better restaurants in Athlone, in Time Restaurant for many, many years, which has its Michelin Bib Gourmand now. Very, very happy to hear it. And also in the Left Bank Bistro, which is Michelin recommended as well. So as far as staying in my hometown, I couldn't have worked in better places. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Especially, I spent many, many years working under John Coffey in Time. That taught me an awful lot. So I went in there to get my first job, my work experience, just peeling vegetables, helping out, prepping, and then to go from that to, at the end of my, I suppose, chefing career, if it's over, who knows, I was in Time running a section, doing the starters and the desserts, almost like head pastry chef, but also doing some savory food. And then after that, after the MSc, the opportunities, it became very clear that I was going to have a lot more opportunity. Different types of opportunity. So I went over to Tullamore, to a place called O'Donoghue's Bakery. So this is food manufacturing now at this stage. And I was quality manager and doing some NPD work, which was very specific to my master's, new product development. So product launches for shops and for, in this case, a bakery. I did that as like a maternity leave contract for 6 months. Very enjoyable. But it also taught me that while I was interested in NPD, quality maybe wasn't for me. It's very different. It doesn't have the fast pace of the kitchen. It's very, very different. But all the same, a learning experience. And then after that, after some time, I ended up back in the kitchen for a while. And eventually, I got the opportunity through AIT, through where I was doing my undergrad, I got the call from the head of this department currently, that there was an opportunity to do some teaching over in China, and I was very interested. As Dr. Johnston, as Tony knew, I was always interested in teaching long term, so I was very happy he had thought of me. And these schools in China have a partnership program with AIT. Students are studying either 2+2 or 3+1, and eventually finishing their degrees in AIT. And at that stage, I got the opportunity, I got the call to maybe go over and do 1 year in China. This was the first plan. That was almost 2 years ago, and I will be going back. Definitely will be going back.
Okay, excellent. Excellent story in terms of your progression through the space, in terms of, you mentioned there, you know, you worked in the kitchen, you then went into quality control, and then moved into lecturing. You know, so many opportunities are available. It's not just a simple thing of going saying you work in you graduate from a degree in culinary arts, you're going to work as a chef for the rest of your life. You know, there's so many options available. As you've mentioned, great opportunities and routes through graduating from this space. What has been your highlight since graduating from AIT, Curt?
I imagine the last year or two, probably. Working in China for this time, it's something I never expected. I've even managed to pick up a little bit of the language. I'm getting a few years experience working as a lecturer. I'm getting life experience in a different country. And realistically, if I hadn't taken that first step into AIT as an undergrad, as going into my higher cert, I'd never be in this position now. I know it came because I continued my study and I ended up doing my master's, but I could have never done that without taking that first step into the Culinary Arts higher certificate or undergraduate degree in AIT. So the highlight is, China is the one highlight that stands out, but also every opportunity that landed itself on my lap is a highlight. There was a period of time just before I went to China that I had applied for maybe 10 or 15 jobs on LinkedIn. And without exaggerating, Dan, I must have heard back from 7 or 8 of them. So like these jobs, they're in demand. There's not too many people graduating with that master's every year. So it gives you a very strong position. And the money for some of the jobs, the quality and MPD jobs, is fantastic. It really is. If you're willing to put in the work, it's great money there also. Good.
Salaries are a very attractive part of any job, and that's nice for a prospective student to hear that piece as well. Wrap up then, Curt. You know, what advice would you give to any student that was considering moving on to the third level to study in this space and had maybe reservations or doubts and maybe a few concerns? What would you say to, I suppose, alleviate those concerns?
Well, the concerns in the first place are natural. We're moving to a new part of our life, a new stage. Some of them will be leaving their hometowns to come to Athlone. Maybe some will be local. So a certain amount of that anxiety or concern is good. It's a new stage of your life. It's exciting. Try and let those concerns push you on rather than stop you. Because at every different stage in our life, we will have something worrying us a little bit. But it should be nervous excitement rather than the kind of nerves that are going to stop you. Your level, many people will be leaving their hometown or their home house for the first time, and it's exciting. University or college should be a mixture of fun and hard work. You have to put in the work, of course, if you want to do well. There's so much time. There's so much time to have fun also, and especially in AIT, there's so many clubs and societies, and it's a huge campus. It's so nice now, all the sports that are involved out there. So just do it is my honest advice. And I'm not just saying that towards AIT, towards third level in general, just do it. But I had fantastic experiences in AIT.
Great. Curt, thanks so much for coming on to today's episode. We really appreciate to hear your views of your time in AIT and also about your journey since graduating with your MSc as well. We hope that you get back to China soon to continue your teaching. And if not, we hope to see you in a restaurant in Athlone very soon.
Absolutely. Dan, can I add one more small piece?
Of course.
Thank you very much. I just want to say I've had more free time on my hands lately than I'm used to. So myself and a partner who you know yourself, Sasha, we've set up a small Instagram page. It's a non-profit organization called Support Athlone. And we're just trying to support all the small local businesses. So for any of those out there, I'd love them to take a look. It's just support_Athlone on Instagram. And we've had some amazing pictures so far of different restaurants where I've worked and different local suppliers. And with things the way they are now, if we could all do a little bit, shop a little bit more local, I think it's a great incentive.
Absolutely. So for anyone that is watching, check out that page on Instagram, Support Athlone. Curt, thanks so much for coming on today. We really appreciate it, and we hope to see you soon.
Thank you, Dan. Always a pleasure, right? Bye-bye.
Take care.